Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, Capricorns, the Lion's Gate is still open until the 12th of August. So you want to keep your vibrations high because it's double manifestation of whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So you want to keep your energy as positive and high vibrational as possible. A high vibrating Capricorn is disciplined, responsible, and very wise. So best thing to do is pull your birth chart, see what sets you apart from everybody, really, not even just other Capricorns, but what sets you apart from everybody. We're going to start out with a Celtic cross spread, see what the situation is going on here right now, and then we're going to lead into some channeled messages. All right, and close it out with some maybe oracle cards and a final number. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can go to my website, queenamunra.com. Let's get into a Celtic cross spread. Ooh, okay, that just jumped right on out the deck. Okay, so Source, what's happening in Capricorn's current vibration? Okay, so this card kind of came out some kind of way. The World card kind of came out sideways. So something is like somebody is kind of almost feeling fulfilled, maybe not. The World card is like fulfillment. With Saturn is currently retrograde right now. And it's retrograde in Aries, right? So you all can go look at retrograde information on. I have like on TikTok and also on YouTube Shorts. I have like retrograde information on there, like for all of the planets that's currently retrograde. Chiron just went retrograde on 31st. If you watching, what day you be watching this on? Because it's pre-filmed, so you be probably watching this on the 2nd. So Chiron went retrograde on the 31st of July, right? So somebody is kind of like in between something, right? In between something, right? So, all right. Feeling fulfilled, like trying to close out a cycle, as we get closer and closer to a full moon. So remember, somebody could be kind of in between. You maybe feeling like you're being pulled in two different directions. So this is where somebody's going to have to balance it out. This is where you're going to have to really balance it out within yourself. I would say to sort of break up the monotony is find out what your moon sign is, and really, it may look selfish to other people, but really just double down on pouring into you. I mean, if you can, just double down into pouring into you as we get closer and closer to a full moon. Because right now we have 5 planets that are retrograde, and 3 of them are retrograde in Aries. Aries is ruled by the Tower card. So you could be having it's like everybody having a lot of downloads right now. Daydreams, night dreams, feelings about things, super sensitive. Not only that, what else? Mercury is retrograde in Leo. So your communication, you may be getting more confident in communicating. And you want to keep it high vibrational. Yeah. Right? So a problem that you could be facing, obstacles standing in your way, could be having nightmares. Yeah. You could be having nightmares. I'm telling you, this is because you have 3 planets that are retrograde in Aries. Neptune, Saturn, and what else is retrograde? Chiron is now retrograde. Chiron is that wounded healer. So it goes right to your deepest spiritual wounds. So let's say, for instance, you've felt it's in Aries, right? So Aries is a light side of Aries. Is a courageous, energetic, and pioneering zodiac sign. But let's say you're around people who are impulsive, aggressive, or impatient, right? Like bullying type of spirits, right? Could be bringing back some nightmares for you, right? Could be invoking some nightmares for you if that's the case. Not to say that is your sign in Chiron. You would need your time of birth for that. So don't fret if you don't know your time of birth. That's not even unusual. Believe it or not, There's a lot of people on planet Earth that don't know their time of birth. People think it's unusual. Please don't even let that, cause you any stress. I mean, you'd be surprised at how many people don't know their time of birth. It just depends, things happen. So don't let that stress you out. So distant past. So long ago events that have influenced and shaped, the current issue or situation for Capricorn. All right. So something is coming through the air. If you're having nightmares, it's coming through the air. It's reaching out to, if it's hard for you to close out a cycle, it's coming through the air, and it's coming through to whoever your spirit guides are. You certainly have a lot of ancestors around you here. You have a lot of ancestors around you, and it's coming through the air. So coming through the air, meaning someone is catching it, meaning someone is hearing your spiritual cries. You may not be physically crying out, but someone is hearing your spirit crying out. So, yeah. Yeah, so somebody is dark horse work here. Somebody is trying hard to work on themselves. So it's just some work to be done. Somebody has to do some work on themselves. Somebody could be around a really aggressive spirit, right? So this connects us with Leo and Capricorn here, right? Somebody could be around a really aggressive, like arrogant, very stubborn, domineering spirit where, you're just having nightmares at night, and it's hard to close out a cycle around someone. Somebody could be talking about something. And I know that because of the number 21 here, 2 and 1 is 3. Right? And somebody could feel like they're working as hard as they can on themselves. They could feel like a workhorse, working as hard as they can. But a situation could be really, really aggressive. Let's see. The recent events, and the impact on Capricorn, recent past and the impact on the Capricorn source. Yeah, you're trying to create something new. This is the Ace of Cups here that you can protect. Trying to create something new that you can protect. This is Ace of Cups here. But you're going to bring it here. So somebody could have something new in your life. You could have something new in your life that you're trying to protect, and you've been trying to work on yourself. Let's see what else we have here. Speaking of your strengths here, Source, what strengths, what strengths does Capricorn have within a situation here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5th. You could be taking good memories with you. That's a strength that you have within you. You could be taking some good memories with you. Now that something is over, you could be taking some good memories with you. Yeah. Somebody may be getting a pet. That could be something where somebody is taking some good memories with you, especially if you remember having a pet, you know, at some point, somebody could be getting a pet. If you've been struggling with something. But yeah, if right now these three planets in particular, Chiron, Neptune, and Saturn, because they're retrograde in Aries, again, we're not talking about a person who's in Aries, we're talking about like first impression. For Aries rules first house, and it's a masculine, it's ruled by a masculine planet, Mars. Mars is a fighting planet. It's a it can be an aggressive planet, like, but you having total recalls, downloads, dreams, that can take you back as far back as your childhood. If you were bullied, or, you know, you moved around a lot, or, you know, there was a playground, whatever stuff happened at school, anything. It can take you back as far back as you can remember, stuff that gives you nightmares and you can't even sleep. So anybody that's around you right now that is not sensitive to that, right? Is not sensitive to you trying to process whatever emotions you could be dealing with. That's, even if at work, you could have something going on at work that's stressing you out. Anything. And you trying to process your emotions, right? Where somebody may need to feel nurtured, and you working as hard as you possibly can to work on that. So I would say your moon sign, and just, this is where you learn how to enforce boundaries. This, I mean, you're going to have to, somebody is almost going to have to learn how to enforce boundaries. And that's not even almost. You're going to have to enforce boundaries. So let's see here. And then near future, you know, your short-term future and how things, you know, might turn out, you know, if you don't change, or, you know, the direction, you know, carrying, you know, out the path that you're on. Yeah. See this heart right here that's broken? It's like every time somebody tries to mend a broken heart, you know, it's just hard to kind of move on from something, right? So that's the beauty of enforcing boundaries. That is the beauty of enforcing boundaries. Before you feel like your back is against the wall and it feels like you're screaming at everybody, like, stop, you know, I need, you know, boundaries. I need everybody to, then that's when it looks like, okay, somebody has just completely just lost it, right? You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. So this right here lets me know that someone's working really hard, you know, from the ground up. Somebody's working really, really hard from the ground up. But it doesn't have to be toxic, like somebody is constantly in grief mode. It doesn't have to be in constant grief mode. Influences on you. So in terms of like influences, you know, on you and how, you know, they affect, you know, a situation, a likely outcome. Source, how does any influences affect your outcome? Education really is key, like how you educate yourself, how you pour into yourself, right? Getting focused, not running away from anything, just really just getting focused. Really getting focused, not running away from anything. Not assuming anybody else is running from anything else. It's just you just getting laser focused. Quick thinking and saying, okay, you know what? I need to get focused. I need to get laser focused. In other words, respect other people's boundaries. Respect other people's boundaries and make sure they respect yours. Okay, so, and then in terms of like external and environmental influences, right? Somebody likes to work, you know, to make money, right? Certain things you can't pay attention to. Certain things you cannot pay attention to. Time is money. Certain things you're not paying attention to. You're intentionally saying you're not paying attention to certain things. Yeah, whoever you are, you're not paying attention to certain things. Certain things and certain people, hopes and fears. If people are bringing you stuff because they obsessed with whatever, it's like, don't bring me no bad news. I'm trying to Remain high vibrational. I ain't trying to hear about certain things. I'm focusing on working hard on myself. I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to hear X, Y, and Z. Yeah, hopes and fears. Yeah. So how does Capricorn's hopes and fears affect, you know, an issue and ultimately the outcome of a situation? Yeah, spiritually you're moving on from something. Yeah, spiritually you're moving on. Spiritually does not mean that you're physically moving on from something, but it's like your spirit has already left a situation. Like basically, like, okay, I'm not even, sometimes you just like, okay, certain things you're just not even, you've already moved on from something spiritually, right? So what's the outcome? What's the outcome? What is the outcome? What is the outcome? What is the outcome? Yeah, high vibrational. High vibrational. This Queen of Swords energy. High vibrational. Somebody has learned how to put their emotions, low vibration emotions, under lock and key. You're just high vibrational, adjusting your crown. That's what somebody's learning how to do. Just be high vibrational. This is divine masculine energy here. Learning how to be high vibrational, adjusting your crown. And that's it. I'm telling you all, if everybody discussed all the downloads that they're getting in between, like creative ideas during this Lion Gate. Think about it. Lion Gate portal is open right now. It opened July 26th. It'll be open until August 12th. That's huge, right? You hear so much about Lion Gate's portal being open. It's going to be open. It peaks the day before the moon is a full sturgeon moon, right? Which is huge all into itself, big deal. And then it's going to stay open until the 12th, right? Which will stay open like still during full moon phase, right? So that's a lot going on. Plus we have 5 planets that are retrograde. So that's the majority of the planets that are retrograde during just the month of August all into itself. That is a lot going on to even process. So for anybody for that matter. So let's get into channeling some messages. But this is a Celtic spread. Let's get into channeling some messages and closing this out. Let's go. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, this is a general reading. Take on what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, go to my website, queenamora.com. Yep. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get into it. You all rule 10th house. 10th house is about career and vocation. 10th house is a place of culmination and fruition. It describes our public image, shaping of what we do for a living and our role in the wider world. Here we reach for achievement and success towards a true calling. Your north node. Find out for your birth chart, find out what your north node is, right? Page of Pentacles, right? So somebody is getting a message of this new lease on life. You're getting a download about a new lease on life. Somebody has been very patient. You've been a very patient, a youngster. You've been very patient. So a new job or raise or something new trying to come through. Getting a message, a download. Yeah, something new. Somebody's feeling like this new lease on life. Here we have the King of Cups here. Somebody would be a great parent, possibly. Somebody would be a great parent. So somebody could be stepping into parenthood. So somebody could be stepping into parenthood, and this could be making somebody, like giving somebody some new hope, or feeling like they have this whole new lease on life here. All right, so here we have the Queen of Swords here. Yep, Queen of Swords here. All right. So again, I feel like this is where someone is putting their emotions behind lock and key and keeping something high vibrational. Even if there's someone who is fanning flames here, someone is not getting into mind games. Someone is not getting into playing mind games. So I feel like there's a bit of tension here in this, with this new lease on life. I feel like there's some bit of a tension here with this situation here. Because I'm seeing the Five of Swords is playing mind games, somebody winning at all costs, whatever. But Source is saying to you, with all of this stuff going on with these planets being retrograde, something new here, some kind of proposal, new feelings about something going on. Something is calling for you to create some kind of a new proposal to close out a cycle. So something is almost calling for you possibly to step up to a plate and do something, or to speak up or say something, or something is calling for you. So if it is in the workplace, I'm seeing Page of Pentacles, new phase. If it's your workplace or whatever, and this calling for some kind of empathy or some kind of understanding or taking control of a situation. This also speaks to great parenting as well. It's also like calling for some level of compassion, right? Empathy, compassion, and sympathy for a situation. Empathy and sympathy for a situation here, right? Also, Four of Pentacles here, right? Somebody has a desire for change, some kind of desire for security, or this could be you. This is your card for Pentacles. It's Capricorn's card here. So some kind of proposal is coming up here. Some kind of proposal is happening here. Because somebody is really thinking people are trying to win at all cost here. I mean, and that, yeah. So, and somebody is really sitting on here, you know, with showing no emotions, like at all. But here we have the Four of Pentacles here. So here we have the Ace of Pentacles here. So some kind of a new venture or promotion or something is happening here. Some kind of prosperity is happening here. But whatever the situation is, here we have the Fool card here. You're leaving behind distractions. This is what you're doing. You're leaving behind distractions. Looking at the cards here. So, Ace of Swords. You're cutting ties with any kind of distractions whatsoever. Anything that you see as a distraction, you're cutting ties with it, right? Five of Pentacles here. You're saying, You're leaving that outside of your door. Something as far as you're concerned, you don't want to be, something you just don't want to be attached to, period. Yeah, something I see you don't even want to be attached to something. Seven of Cups here. But something seems like it's such a poisonous environment. Something you don't want to be attached to. This is Seven of Cups here. So something is closed out, but something you just don't want to be attached to. I almost feel like I'm talking about two Capricorns, two or three. Let me see. One, two. Yeah, it could be you and somebody else you're working with. But something is it looks like a poisonous environment here. Source is trying to tell you to keep your vibrations high in a situation. So it's just telling you to keep your vibrations high in your personal and your professional life, because this is about balance here. Healthy work-life balance here. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles here. But you've been working hard on something. Yeah, you and somebody. There we go, right here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm talking about more than one Capricorn. Just two energies here. Something has been like a really poisonous environment here. And somebody is cutting ties with something. Just completely cutting ties with the situation here. Let me see something. So Ace of Cups here. King of Cups here. Yeah, this is 2 Capricorns. So somebody is trying to use someone's words against them. This is somebody's trying to use someone's words against them. And this is what you have in common. Like somebody's trying to use, whoever you are, somebody's trying to use your words against you. Like everything you say, somebody's trying to use your words against you. Let me see here. So you got, yeah. Let me see, 10 of Swords here. So 10 of Swords usually means some kind of complete and painful rock bottom failure, you know, ending or defeat behind closed doors. That's why somebody is saying somebody is just like cutting ties with something and just moving on completely from something. Like somebody just like don't even want to be bothered with just drama. Drama, chaos, and confusion. Yeah, the Devil. Yeah, because the Devil is the author of confusion. Because, yeah, walking away. Yeah, okay, hold on for a second. All right. What was I looking at here? Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at two Capricorns. 2 Capricorns that are saying they should just walked away from something. Just walked away from something. Because this is what you and someone have in common. You and someone have something in common. Where somebody was supposed to meet, you know, some kind of complete and painful ending or rock bottom of failure, something behind closed doors. Like somebody was saying somebody's a bully, they win at all costs. I don't know if somebody was saying this about you, that you're sneaky. I don't know what, this is kind of all over the place. So my apologies, this is all over the place. But that is how tricky the Devil is. And Capricorns in particular have to be careful with where you are, whatever physical location source puts you in, because in wherever physical location, it's like y'all are wearing a mirror. Literally, y'all are wearing a mirror. Every time, like source, it's like source puts a mirror on Capricorn. This may sound weird to you all, but whoever is judging other people around Capricorns, it's like Capricorns will show them a mirror of themselves. In a strange way. That's not to boost anybody's ego, just so we're crystal clear. It's literally like Capricorns will be like, without even opening their mouths, like, okay, you know, like Source will put a Capricorn in people's faces. They're like, okay, before you stand in judgment of somebody else, sometimes hence the sarcasm. Because I was like, wait a minute, this reading is, okay. This reading is odd. Okay, yeah. So don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. Don't give yourself a headache over something. Yeah. Relax. Your ancestors have a message. You inspire some people to heal. It's time to open your vault door. It's time to schedule a vacation. Heart chakra cleanse. The answers you seek are coming. Yeah. You're closing out a cycle in love, and treat yourselves to a spa day. You have the gift of deja vu. This is remembering the future. I see you being booked and busy, not burdened and bitter by anything. But somebody is just, you know, leaving the foolishness behind. Let me get some more information about something. Let me see what's going on here. So there's an overflow happening here. So this is a wishes being fulfilled here. It's like somebody opened up a vault door. See all this green here? Wishes being fulfilled. This is an overflow. This is a vault here. So it's like Source is saying it's time to move on to the next phase of your life. It's time to move on to the next phase of your life. So it's like somebody bypassed the devil, because it's like you all may have been praying for someone. Somebody may have been saying that someone had addictions behind closed doors. Someone was materialistic behind closed doors. They were compulsive or excessive, or somebody could have been sarcastic, like maybe playfully saying that someone was going to be some kind of complete and painful ending, or they had hit rock bottom, or like some complete failure or collapse or some kind of defeat behind closed door. You know, people, not that somebody should play like that, but somebody could have been saying it, playing / serious about somebody behind closed doors, and that could have caused maybe you and someone else to just go right into prayer warrior mode, like, you know, God, I hope that's not the case. You know, I really hope that's not the case, right? And that's where the overflow could come in. Something could have sent you into, like, physically going into prayer warrior mode, right? And because you were obedient to Source and said, okay, fear out the window, I'm going into prayer warrior mode. Forget all of that other mess. I'm going into prayer warrior mode. I'm praying, right? Source not only answered your prayers for whoever you're praying for, but whatever other prayers you had, Source is granting those prayers too. So if somebody's been praying to be booked and busy and not bitter and burdened, that's what Source is giving you. Deja vu, remembering the future, treating yourselves to a spa day, heart chakra cleanse, scheduling a vacation, you know, your vault door being opened. Somebody was disrupting your money. I don't know who was disrupting your money, but, you know, somebody doesn't have a headache about something. It's like some people were like wishing. You know what's interesting? And this is what you have in common with people, right? So what's happening is, this is what I'm picking up from you all. Source has been trying to get you all to get into divine masculine energy. And a lot of times when people just kind of hold on to stuff and like don't tell their side of the story, like they just let people just, you know, talk about this, right? Ten of Swords right here. Talk about you behind your back and just say, you know what? Just let people talk. I'm gonna let God handle it, right? Something could have gotten out of control. That's what you and other people have. Something just got out of control, right? People start saying you're a bully, you know, you win at all costs, you sneaky, all of this other stuff. You just trying to process one thing on top of the other. You're just trying to process. And this is what you have in common with whomever you may have had to join forces with to pray, whoever you are. Somehow people think if you don't speak up in defense, like if you don't, you know, go off and cuss people out and scream and yell and holler and defend yourself in some kind of way, like some people would do, like fly off the handle and go off and do all this other stuff, that something must be true. So Source is just saying to you anyway, there's a heart chakra cleanse here. Some people just let Source fight their battles. Some people just let Source fight their battles. The same type of energies that were wishing that you would just Ten of Swords behind the closed doors, the same energies are doing the same thing to other people. And this is what people that you love and have in common too, were wishing the same thing behind closed doors. It would be some kind of unfortunate end behind closed doors, as we're seeing here in the cards. So that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. So there's an overflow of wishes being fulfilled here for you. An overflow. Three. People are talking about how powerful your gifts are. So you are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. That's right. You and two other people, light workers. Because that's what you all have in common. You all are light workers. You and two other people are light workers. Y'all inspire people. However, you may have come to that in different ways of how you inspire people, but it takes time. I mean, because time is relative. However, however long it takes for you to get over your fear, because this is very real right here. This is very real, very real. People playing with these different spirits and don't know what they're talking, don't know what they're doing. And spirits could be like the spirit of depression. It could be a spirit of gluttony. It could be the spirit of, y'all ever seen somebody like, like they stressed out and they thinking they just gonna eat like a little tiny bag. Like they had like the miniature bag of cookies, right? And they say, okay, well, I'm just gonna have, like the miniature bag of cookies that come in like the big, they're like the big bag, but it's like 20 little bags within a big bag or whatever, however they sell it. The whole 20 bags are gone because somebody's stressed out. That's a spirit. That's a particular type of a spirit, right? Or whatever type of spirit that takes over. That's what we're talking about, different people playing with these different types of spirits. That's why I say in my readings, every exchange that you have, even when you watch this video, recall all of your energy back. You don't want any fragments of anything. You watch a scary movie on TV or any kind of movie, recall your energy back. Say a prayer before you go to sleep. When you wake up, all of that. Ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive, right? So that is what I'm seeing for you all in the cards here. That there's a rebirth that happened, but not in the way that people wanted you and two other people to have a rebirth. They wanted y'all to meet some kind of unfortunate end behind closed doors. Like they wanted y'all to, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's not how it happened. So, all right, that is what I have for you. And I will see you all in the next video. I will see you all in the next video. All right, bye.